It's important to me that when I discuss something, that I support it with evidence. I don't like to make statements or claims that I can't support with evidence, which is why I document things and I make police reports when necessary, so on and so forth. And you'll notice in my videos sometimes throughout the video I'll upload a document to support or to go along with what I'm saying. I just don't have time to do that anymore, so I'm just going to come out and say what I need to say, and in the future, hopefully, I will be able to, possibly even 6 or 8 months down the road, I will be able to upload the evidence I have that supports the experiences that I've had. So, last night's experience, there's so much has happened and there's so much I want to say. However, for the sake of time, I'm just going to talk about last night. Last night was, I started delivery driving as a way to, as a means to earn an income on the side. And it's similar to Uber Eats and Postmates and Instacart, except the platform that I use delivers snacks. So anyone having a craving at 3 o'clock in the morning, they order through GoPuff and then we deliver their item. So I noticed, the people who work at their fulfillment centers or their warehouses, they have access to where we're going. They can adjust where we're going. They can assign an address to us. That they have access to the delivery locations, and they can adjust them accordingly. So when I went to make my deliveries last night, I noticed that every single location, nearly every single location, there was a vehicle parked right at the address where I was scheduled to deliver, with the car running and the lights on, high beams glaring, and as soon as I would get out of the car to go make the delivery, either a group, and in one instance a couple, would exit the vehicle and head straight to the address where I was going. They went right into the address where I was scheduled to deliver. That was not a coincidence. I mean, every single address that I went to go deliver to last night, it was the same thing. Some random car was parked right where I was set to deliver, and as I was going to make my way to the door to make my delivery, some creep in a car would, or a group would come out and make their way to that address. I feel like that was an attempt to intimidate me, because it happened the exact same way at every single location, except that each address, it was a different vehicle. So on a few instances, after it happened enough time where I was like, yeah, this is certainly some organized method, way to try to get my attention or intimidate me, and possibly even encourage me to quit delivering for this company, for GoPuff. So every time I would get to the address, if there was a random car just parked there, like in the middle of the night with their high beams glaring, and a group of people who would follow me to the address where I was going, I would take a picture of the license plate. So I've brought this to the attention of GoPuff, and I haven't gotten a response yet. I'm not expecting one, but again, I'm not just going to ignore these experiences or brush them aside as though they're not happening. And it's important to me from not only for my personal sake, but for everyone else who is a subject of an organized form of harassment. It's very important to me that we expose this type of treatment. And I'm doing this not only on my behalf, but on behalf of everyone else who knows that this is going on and who has experienced it. And for those whose work life, that this is permeated, in other aspects of your life. It's important to me that I share my experiences so that others who the community of those who are experiencing this treatment are motivated to speak up as well, or to share their experiences and expose what's going on. So yeah, that happened. And then another thing I would like to share is that, so I can also make my own order. So I'm a customer as well, or I was. I can make my own order. I can order my own items. And I've done that periodically. I've done that a number of times while I was on the job, on the clock. And while I ordered the same things because I got the munchies as well. I'm sitting in a car at 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm delivering I'm delivering snacks to people. I also got the munchies and I ordered some of my favorite things, which were Cheetos. That's probably my favorite snack, one of my favorite junk food, cravings. And I tried a new flavor, which was the jalapeno cheddar, which is very addicting. Like, I literally got addicted because every time I said I wouldn't order it again, I ended up ordering it again, and it's addicting. So I ordered the same thing almost every night. Every time I made an order, Cheetos were a part of it. And eggs, so Cheetos and eggs. And on one occasion, the last time I made an order, something wasn't right. Like, the people in the warehouse, when I was given my order, I went into the car, and the moment I touched the bag, I knew something was not right. I have ordered the product enough times where I knew the feel of the bag, and I knew right away something wasn't right. It felt like it had been deflated a little bit, and I just remember squeezing the bag like, something's not right. And then I looked at the bag, and the back of the bag literally looked like it had been slit open and then glued together or heat sealed back together. Now, I have had many occasions, many instances where I have noticed the packaging of certain food items that I regularly order looks slightly different, and I won't eat it. And I have been waiting for an opportune time to share these experiences about food tampering and things of that nature. I simply haven't had time, or I haven't made time. There's just so much going on. But I'm going to talk about it today because it's happening. As I said, it's happening, and it's something that we're ingesting, and it's important not to just ignore that somebody is tampering with your food or our food. That's not something to ignore or neglect or just brush aside. And again, like, this has been going on for quite some time, where I notice the packaging of food items that I regularly purchase are, coming looking deformed or altered in some type of way. And I have taken pictures, and I've saved certain items, and just, I've compiled my little evidence, and I kind of just set it aside for a good time to upload it and share it. But I don't have time for that, to do it in the way that I feel is appropriate. So I'm just going to talk about it. And I'll show you the photos and the evidences later. I might put a link. I might include a picture of the email that I sent to GoPuff associates about the food, the Cheetos. Excuse me. So like I said, the bag was like deflated and it was clearly had been opened in the back. And when I went back inside and I'm like, I want another bag because this one looks like it had been opened, right away one of the associates jumped up and he was just like, oh yeah, they all came in looking like that. And I'm thinking, good, so you noticed it too. And then the other associate, like, right, I brought it to I went to another associate who I assumed was more trustworthy at the time, and I said, I want another bag, please, because this one looks like it had been opened and resealed. And he said, he went and grabbed another one, and on his way back to me, he went back and put that bag back. So he had grabbed a second bag for me, went back to where he had taken it halfway through his trip back to me, and put it back on the shelf. And I didn't know why he did that. And then he grabbed one from like even higher up and brought it to me. And when he handed it to me, it looked just like the packaging that I had received before. The back looked like it had been cut open and resealed. And I have pictures of both. The first bag that was given to me, which I took pictures of right away, and the second bag, and I filmed it, and the second bag that was given to me. I've been ordering several of these through GoPuff, and right away something didn't look or feel right. If you look at the back, it looks like it's been ripped open and then resealed. Again, I've had enough of these where I know what they look like, and even if you Google a picture of it, they don't look like that. So, I'm sending it back. Yeah, some piece of shit trying to tamper with my food, our food. And then also I went to the after that night, after that had happened and I was not delivering anymore, I stopped at a gas station, I bought a bag of Cheetos, and I took a picture of it to like a similar size. It wasn't the same flavor, but it was about the same size, and you know, just that I was able to compare what a typical, normal, untampered bag of Cheetos looks like versus what was given to me that night. And I just found it very interesting that the warehouse associate immediately noticed that right away. He just came out and hurriedly told me that they all came in looking like that. So it's I found that very interesting. And then after that happened, I called their company directly to tell them verbally over the phone that this is what happened and this is what happened and this is what it looks like, and I would, I'd like to forward some pictures, which I did. And as that was happening, the internet in multiple warehouses had multiple of their facilities had completely gone out. So I'm like, this is very interesting. It almost seemed like they were like getting rid of that shipment, like that had, that all looked like that according to the associate. And the internet was down for quite some time. And I'm just saying, like, in the age of Wi-Fi cameras, I don't know. It just made me think. That came to my mind that perhaps when the internet went down, the security cameras probably weren't operating at that time. So anyone, if they wanted to, they could have, gotten rid of.
Hey there. Thanks for calling GoPuff. Let me help you get to the right person. This call will be recorded for quality and training purposes. Need help with an order that hasn't been delivered yet? Press 1. Have you received your order and need further assistance? Are you missing an item from your order? Press 1. Have an item that was damaged in transit? Press 2. Did you receive a defective item? Press 3. For anything else, press.
We value your feedback. Please stay on the line for a brief one-question survey after this call.
Thank you for calling GoPuff. My name is Alexis. How can I help you?
Hi, Alexis. My name is Iris. I'm calling on a recorded line. I called earlier today concerning my order. I received an item that I order regularly, and the packaging looked like it had been opened and glued back together. I've ordered it enough times where I know what the original packaging should look like, and even, comparing it to pictures online of the product, the package looks completely different. On the back, it looks like it was open and then glued together. I was refunded today, and I appreciate that, but the reason I'm calling is so that I have a copy of the report that I made to GoPuff. And I also want to add that, like, at the warehouse associate also said that he noticed they all of the, it was a bag of Cheetos, and he said all of them came in looking like that. So I asked if I could have another bag, and he said, well, they all came in looking like that. And then when he handed me another bag, a different associate handed me another bag, it looked exactly like the first one. So, that is concerning. And I'm going to make an official complaint in writing. It's not more so much of a complaint as it is a concern, but again, I just wanted to make sure that I had a record of the phone call that I made, because I don't think that I properly documented it when I called earlier. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for letting us know. Yeah, as far as the items that were that seemed as if they were open, can you tell me what's your location so I can see the warehouse?
Oh, I'm in Bridgeport, Connecticut. It's 309. Yes.
Okay, so I have it right here. And you said that it was opening. So let me see if I have the other representative's notes here.
What do you mean opening? I'm sorry.
Well, you said that it looked like it was open and glued back together.
Yeah. So the back looks legit like it was opened and sealed back together.
That's pretty weird. Okay.
It is weird, and I noticed it right away. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I've never actually heard anybody say that before, but it's definitely good that we know so we can reach out to those specific locations and see like what shipment it is, because if you're noticing and someone else isn't, we need to know if it's a new packaging or
right. And I agree with you, which is part of the reason I'm calling. I didn't just call for a refund, but I thought it was important. And I told the girl I spoke with earlier that she gave me the customer service contact information. I told her that I would reach out and I would write and send a picture of the normal packaging versus what I got and how different they looked. And the one that I got today literally looks like it's been tampered with. And like I noticed it right away, because if you look at my order history, I order the same stuff all the time, or I used to. Like I'm not going to do that again because of this. But and also when I brought it to the warehouse associate's attention, he noticed it because he said, "Oh yeah, they all came in looking like that." So I'm like, okay, so I'm not the only one who noticed how funky the back of the Cheeto bags look. So anyway. That's pretty much all I had to say.
But yeah, that's still pretty weird. It's definitely something that we would like to. We would really like to see that. we would like to see the difference in that. Did she give you the email?
Yes, she did.
Okay, so in that email, if you don't mind explicitly saying that you've called twice.
Sure.
It's very imperative that you say that you called and spoke to us, just so they can pull the phone record, so they would
Okay.
have a good understanding about what we talked about, why is it like this, and things
Right,
of
right,
that
right.
sort. So we can kind
But
of like get it directed back to the specific people that you spoke with.
right.
So, so yeah. But thank you so much for letting us know that. Like I said before, it's very, very important that we know these things. We
I
do not
agree.
want to emulate a bad image as if we tamper with products like that, which we
Yeah,
do
yeah.
not. So, I am not sure why it came in like that, but it's definitely something that we should be
Yeah,
investigating.
and
So,
according to the
if you don't mind sending that email. Mhm.
yeah, I will. According to the associate, they all came in looking like that. That's why there are two associates in there, and the one I asked to go get the bag, like he grabbed a bag from the top shelf, like he grabbed the bag from one of the shelves to replace the one that I had, and then he put it back and grabbed one from like I
Mhm.
think a higher up shelf, and I don't know, that stood out to me. Like I don't know, because I asked him, well, what was wrong with the one that you just grabbed? And then he walked all the way back to that section to put it back, and then grabbed a different bag. I just thought that was weird. But anyway, I will send that email. I just can't do it right
Yeah.
now because the internet here is down, and like I also drive. That's why I'm at the warehouse. And the app
Mhm.
and everything isn't working, so I'll have to wait until I'm home later to forward anything.
Okay, that's fine. It's just so
If you're still there, I can't hear you. I'm not sure if you accidentally hit the mute button, but I can't hear you at all. Are you still there?